Me. Right, we're up and running. Good evening. Can you hear me? Let's do a little check. Do a little check. Checkity check. Right then. Make sure we're up and running. Right, just check it. Working. Right then. So that's on. So that's a quick one. Wednesday webinar number 10. Move that there. Put that there. So my screen's out. Wednesday webinar number 10. What's your dog really trying to tell you? It's basically a little bit about body language and what to look for and how to look for it and stuff like that. But I will yawn a lot because I'm very tired and I got back. So it's 5 past. We're off and running. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday webinar number 10. We're going to talk about what is your dog trying to tell you. As you know, your dog's trying to tell you something all the time and they're always communicating. Now, they'll use body language, they'll use their posture, they'll use their facial expressions, body movement, and different types of behaviour. Problem is that a lot of the time, we only notice the obvious stuff, like barking, growling, lead pulling, that sort of thing. But dogs will often tell us a lot before it even gets to that point. So very briefly, I'm going to look at how dogs communicate, some of them signs, what they are, how to understand them. Move the camera across a bit, so that we can better improve our relationship and as training. And why this is important. Dogs don't use words, so their behaviour is their main language. Right? Every behaviour they do has a different meaning. Now, what happens is the humans will generally misunderstand signals. This can lead to frustration in dogs and their owners. So good training and good trainers start with observing. Watch the dog. What is he trying to say? What we've got to remember is, that all behaviour is communicating. Dogs do everything for a reason. They don't do anything for no reason. There's no such thing as no reason. Now, whether they're barking, avoiding something, jumping, sniffing, wagging, freezing, moving away, they're always telling us something. Things they might say is, I'm excited, I'm worried, I'm unsure, I'm overwhelmed, I'm happy, give me some space, I want something, I don't understand. So the better we get at reading the signals, the better we can respond to our dogs. Yes, perfect. Yeah, dog. Yeah, of course you can. What's going to smell if you want to help me? Okay, give me 10 minutes. Right. I know. So we look at body posture. You look at a human's body posture. We look at a dog's body posture. We look at a loose body, nice and loose, nice and floppy. Right. It's nice and relaxed. No. We look at a stiff body, tension, uncertainty. Mm. A crouched body, fear, discomfort. Leaning forward, interest, confidence, or challenge, depending on context. So look at the whole dog. Mm. I'll show you one, but it's dark. Look at the whole dog. A relaxed dog is often loose body, natural movement, and soft muscles. You've seen them walking. Right? A tense dog will look stiff or slightly frozen. A worried dog may lower their body, tuck themselves in, make themselves look a bit smaller. Yeah. A very forward dog might lean into something, stand a bit tall, or look a bit intense. Mm. It's important not to focus on any one body part, but look at the whole dog. So certain parts of the dog will give things away. Um, the tail. Wagging doesn't always mean happy. Height of it, speed of it, stiffness of it. Long day. 10 minutes. Where it's carried, whether it's low or it's tucked under, can mean different things. If it's low or tucked under, it can suggest fear or uncertainty, anxiety, worry, that sort of thing. A lot of assumptions are that a waggy tail is always happy. That's one of the biggest misunderstandings. Mm. Now, a dog can wag the tail because they're excited, but they can also wag the tail when they're nervous, unsure, or highly aroused. Let's look at how high is the tail, how fast is it moving, does the dog look loose or stiff? A soft wag on a relaxed body is very different from a high, fast wag on a tense body. Look at ears and eyes. Right? Some breeds and some dogs they're quite difficult to read. Some breeds you might not be able to read the ears, might be really floppy. Some dogs you can't see their eyes because they've got big eyebrows and big lashes and all sorts of stuff. Soft eyes can mean relaxed, often mean relaxed. A hard stare can mean a bit of tension. Whale eye can be a bit of discomfort. Ears forward, back, or pinned can all mean different things. So you've got to look out for different things. The face of a dog tells us a lot too. Soft eyes can usually mean the dog is more relaxed. A hard stare can sometimes suggest tension or intense focus. Alex, can you take that in the kitchen for me? 10 minutes. Let it change me. I'll play with you in a minute. All right. So it's looking at the eyes. Is it soft? Is it gentle? Whale eye. Can you see the whites of their eyes? Whale eye can often be a sign that a dog is uncomfortable or concerned. Oh dear. Ears are useful. Remember, ear shape varies. Look at the difference between a beagle and a German shepherd. Very different ears. Forward ears can mean interesting or alert. Pull back ears can mean worry or appeasement. Pinned ears might suggest fear or discomfort. Look at a German shepherd, for example, or a border collie, or there's lots and lots of different breeds where ears are all over the place. So check out the ear positions. Let me know what your breeds are. Calming signals, stress signals. Right? Dog use very subtle signals before they do anything obvious. We're going to look at lip licking, yawning, turning head away, sniffing the ground, moving away, freezing, paw lift, and shaking it off. You can see a lot of these every day. Dogs can lip the licks. Dogs can lip lick when there's no food, when they're hungry. They can yawn when they're not tired. They can turn their head away when they don't want anything. They can just appease and just, if you want them to, they just sniff the ground, or they can lift a paw. Some dogs shake themselves off a lot. Some dogs, when you want them to do something, move away. Some dogs will just freeze. Yeah. These are often signs that a dog is trying to cope with a certain situation by reducing pressure on themselves. And sometimes some of these can actually communicate discomfort. Lifting a paw can be a sign of anxiety. Shaking it off can be releasing tension. So there's lots and lots of different things you can look at there. Why is your dog licking the lips? Why is your dog yawning? I talk with a lot of clients about why is your dog doing this? Right? Everything is done for a reason. Why is your dog barking? Different webinar. Why is your dog shaking? Is it wet? Why is your dog freezing? An example is you want to go give your dog a cuddle, but they turn away, lick the lips, and move away. It's a sign of discomfort. Right? Try it with the missus. Go for a cuddle. If she says nope, moves her head away, then you know that it's discomfort or not happy, or it just means that they're communicating, but we haven't got any words. Now, what you've got is sometimes these readings can get misread, and it's the owners, the adults, the humans who are misreading it. People humanize dogs. We label behaviours as stubborn, naughty, or dominant. We've got to look at the context of each behaviour or each signal. We've got to look at each individual breed and each individual dog differently. One of the biggest problems we've got is that we often interpret dogs through human eyes. Whereas I tend to look at a dog through a dog's eye. Might say, my dog is stubborn. I get that a lot. My dog is naughty. My dog's always guilty. My dog's jealous. My dog's a dominant chuff. When in reality, it's not stubborn. It's confused. It's not naughty. It's stressed. It's not looking guilty. It can be excited. It's not jealous. It can be undertrained. It can be overwhelmed. It can be trying to avoid something. And it's a dog might be repeating a behavior that's worked before. And what I mean by that is, for example, barking. Some dogs will bark. The others will say, stop it, what you're doing. And they carry on barking because you've communicated with them and you've joined in and they've carried on barking. It's like a reward. And they've repeated that behavior because it worked before. But dogs bark for a variety of reasons. What you've got to look at is why. They always do something for a reason. Dogs barking can be worried, frustrated, overexcited, lack of confidence, communicating, need attention. There's lots and lots of different things. Now, what you've got is I'm going to go through a couple of examples of what we will see nearly every day on his walk. Your dog spots another dog, and before it starts barking, you might notice its body change. Its body will stiffen up, its mouth will close, it'll stare. tail changes position, and it slows down and leans towards the dog. Now, what you've got is, if you plan in advance, what would I do if my dog sees another dog? You can prevent or help prevent this barking. So if you see another dog, you know that your dog's body's going to stiffen up. You know that its mouth's going to close, because body language says that my dog will bark after it's just closed its mouth. It'll stare at it. Tail changes position, and it'll slow down and lean towards where it's going to bark. That is the early movement where communication starts, so you can keep an eye on it. Another example, people at home, visitors come in, right? Well, dogs, when you've got visitors, what do your dogs do? Do they hide? Do they avoid eye contact? Do they bark and whimper from a little distance? Do they pace up and down? Do they lick their lips? Do they keep moving away? What's that signal of? What do they do? Is your dog rude? No. Or is it bad? No. Might just be a bit uncomfortable with this visitor. That's all it is. And they're giving you all the signs to say, I am not happy. I am not uncomfortable. Grooming. You get a lot of signs when you're grooming a dog. When you're wiping paws, or when you're trying to brush them, or when you're trying to clip the paws more than anything, but moving the feet away. Nope, don't like it, don't like it. Yeah, they're not being horrible, or like I said, not being a chuff. They're just not happy with this situation. And they'll freeze, or they'll fight and say, I want my paw back. But the more quickly we can notice these signs and signals, the easier we can work with them. Now, what I want you to do is to improve your communication with your dog. Slow down, watch your dog, look for patterns. It might be your routines, visitors. What does your dog do with visitors? What does your dog do with the Amazon man? What does your dog do when you're at the walk? What does your dog do when you see another dog? Slow down, watch, look for a pattern. Watch the whole body, not just the head, not just the tail, everything in between. Do not punish any behaviour or miscommunications, and reward calm, confident behaviour. It can be that simple. Look at what your dog's trying to tell you. So slow down, keep an eye on your dog. Look out when you're on a walk, when you're around people, when you're around other dogs, when you're at home, or when you're doing your training. Look for patterns. First thing is, slow down, keep an eye on your dog. Look for a pattern. What happens before something happens? Now, I've talked about what happened. My dog just about to bark, so my dog will do this. Look for a pattern, because they repeat behaviours. Right? Respect all dog communication. They are trying to tell you something, especially if it's uncomfortable. Don't ignore it. Right? Reward all the good behaviours that you want: calmness, focus, confidence, check-ins, and relaxed choices. Give them loads and loads of positive options and outcomes. Right? Now, what I want you to do is, if you take anything away, let it be that your dog is always communicating. And always communicating. The more we listen to little signals, the more we can support them, the more we can. the more. See, Poppy's just come in. She was tapping on the floor then, so she's telling me something. Now, is she hungry? Is it tea time? Does she want to go outside? But I didn't ignore it. I heard her. And what I'll do is, I'll action it. I'll see if she wants feeding in a minute, or I'll let her out. So listen for subtle signals, right? Support your dog at all times. Train them. It builds trust, and it can actually prevent problems before they escalate. So if I don't action this issue, this communication that Poppy just given me, if she's not been fed, then she's going to get a bit more anxious and a bit more tense. I want my food, I want my food. You've not fed me, you've not fed me. Or what if she does need a wee? She's going to say, oh, I need a wee, tap, tap, tap. Right? So you can prevent a lot of issues before they start. Right? Good training is not controlling your dog. It's about understanding. So understand your dog. Talk to them. Communicate with them. Poppy's there. Before I shoot off, thank you very much for joining me on Wednesday webinar number 10. Right? I hope it's helped you a little bit more on what your dog might be trying to tell you every day. Right? Over the next week, try spending a little bit slowing down and watching your dog. Right? Body language, posture, facial expressions. Look at the reactions in different scenarios. You'll be surprised how much your dog's already telling you that you'll actually notice and so you can be able to action. If you found it helpful, like, comment, share, that sort of thing. Let me know what things you want to cover in another webinar. So hopefully it's been quite helpful. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you all very soon. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Cheers. Bye.